should have destroyed Carthage, every man, woman, and child, many years ago.
Hello everybody and welcome back once again to Let's Play Total War Rome 2 House Julia, the campaign. Okay, so as we left off last time, fun and games in the old political intrigue stakes, as our friend, I say tongue-in-cheek of course, Mr. Scipio, Cornelius Scipio, head of the Cornelia family, managed to outmaneuver our faction leader Bassus by ensuring his own instating into the Legio Sanguine. Yes, he managed to wangle himself in charge of Rome's mightiest legion, while Bassus lays at home injured once again. And of course, even more importantly perhaps, is the Senate, after a bit of a misdemeanor. Maybe Quintus Cornelius Bassus was a little bit brain-addled when he was wounded last time, managed to let a man go free, a man who killed a boy to gain his lands. He was laying in bed, waving away people who were pleading with him to crucify the man. He said, "I am going to do nothing," in his shall we say, less than compos mentis state, and he let him go free, and that obviously didn't go down well with the Senate. Lack of justice. So now we have a massive decline in senators, and of course we have no Julia family members controlling any armies.
At your command.
Papyrus Cursor is controlling this one now, the Dagger of Rome, which is currently garrisoning Genoa, whilst we try and get some stability up there. And of course Scipio is controlling the Legio Sanguine, and Scipio is no spring chicken now. He's a cunning man, 48, doesn't have too long left in his life, so he wants to at least conquer some more land so that his name will go down in history as done something useful, and we'll get to it. So what we'll do to start off with is concentrate on the building works. Alalia, we have some undeveloped land here now. I'm aware that if you have an empty construction slot, it turns into slums. Somebody pointed that out for me, and I am aware of that. But I don't think it will occur unless you actually expand it and then leave it blank. This is currently undeveloped land, and therefore I don't think it will turn into slums. I'm not 100% sure. But we'll soon find out, because I'm going to leave this as undeveloped land now to see if it turns into slums. But I think you've got to expand it first and then have it be a construction slot and then leave that empty. So we'll see how that goes. In Rome I have expanded this into a construction site. So what I need to do is I need to put something here. So I'm going to keep Rome as the military central. So I'm going to put in here I think either a trading field, or we could have gone for a workshop. Now I don't have the armoured siege units technology, so I can't actually build that, and we can't wait to build it because we're going to get slums as I said before. So we'll go for a training field, and that will give us I think we already have this, don't we? Manipular barracks, auxiliary camp. What do you get with auxiliary camps? I'm not completely sure actually. Auxiliary camp. You can recruit certain auxiliary units. Does this apply to any province or just the province that the auxiliary camp is in? Allows us to I think it would make more sense to No, I don't think so. I think it's just in the place that you are, so it makes no sense to build one of them here. So we'll go with the training field, which will allow us to train up our units, and we can focus on what we want to focus on, specialise in as we branch out. So one of those please, thank you so much. So that's that building. We have some more upgrades we could do across the province, but we're going to hold off for now. Down here again, perfectly fine for now. Although we could look at upgrading Crescent here. It's going to cost us 2 food, but we've got plenty. Extra growth, wealth, more, extra garrison as well. 2,500, 3 turns. Seems like a good trade-off to me. And then, we could even just upgrade Eulalia now while we have the time. But I want to leave this... Oh dear. Excuse me. This is my alarm going off. I got up earlier than I expected. I think... Oh, I want to leave this as blank just for now, just to double check the slum situation. The slums mechanics. So I'll leave that blank for one more turn, which means that here I might as well build, upgrade to Roman village here. There we go. Excellent. Okay, so that's that sorted. So the building work is done. Wow. Poof, just like that, your money goes into thin air, evaporates away, the click of a finger. So that leaves us with the army movements. Now, of course, we have conquered Genoa. We can't really take him too far away, because if we take him out, public order is going to suffer. Now, we're going to be losing -6 per turn public order here. Recently conquered, so there's some instability. There's also a massive culture difference. Now, if we are going to take one more settlement in this province, it's going to cause even more, friction, and we can't really afford that. So what I'm going to do here, in this particular province, for the time being, whilst we're campaigning through it and at risk of causing more trouble, I'm going to actually exempt this province, this settlement from tax. That should, there we go, as you see that, starts putting it into the green. So public order is actually increasing now, and it only costs about 200 per, less than 200, about 230 per turn income. So it's not a massive hit at the moment for us. So it just allows us to keep it stable whilst we look to conquer another land here. So that's that. So the final thing is, what do we do? Do we just steam in with Mr. Scipio and take Patavium? They've got 13 units in the garrison in this little small village, which is rather strange. It's quite a large garrison there for a small thing. And then we've got also here another 20 units of there, another 7 units there, although it's only showing us 4. It would be quite a tough battle for Scipio. Would he, cunning man, put himself into such a situation where it's a 50-50 chance, which with me at the battlefield campaign map generalship is probably going to be 50-50, even though their units are pretty weak. I mean, Levy, Freeman, nothing to harp on about, are they? But or would he wait for an opportunity? Would he wait for a better opportunity? Wait for the army to move out, go off venturing? Possibly. Also, one thing to consider is that the Veneti, is that the Veneti are actually unfriendly with the Helveti, and by the looks of it, they're also unfriendly with the Nori. The Nori don't like them. Even the Reti don't like them. The Helveti certainly don't like them. So if we click on them, they're at war with at least 3 factions there. So if we wait until one of these factions gets within the range of this village, we could actually, like in the situation with Genoa, they could help us on the battle map, and Scipio can strike when the opportunity is far more fruitful. So we're going to just be patient for a couple of turns and see what manoeuvres happen around this area, and see if there's an opportunity for us to strike when the odds are slightly more in our favour. So we're going to end the turn now and just see if that occurs. You'll have to excuse my stuttering and and lack of brain activity at the moment. As I say, you've just heard my alarm's gone off. I got up a little bit earlier than my alarm set, did go off, because I wanted to play this game this morning before I go to work. And seeing as I've just got up, I am in early morning mode, which usually isn't very good.
If the spirits wish it, to proper treaties between our people.
The Galesi. Where art thou, Galesi? Where are you? Where are you based? Lusitani. Where are the Lusitani? Oh, they're there, all the way over in sunny Spain. They want me to pay 170 for a non-aggression pact. No, don't think so, bub. As you see, the Helveti just having a few manoeuvres there, getting rid of Liguria, the faction, and then running off, not finishing the job properly. Trespasser! I'll let them off. They march into our lands to do a number on our enemy. Technological advancement, good, good. Presumia Capula has been spotted. And, of course, one of our subjects gains notoriety. Gnaeus Cassetius Bulbus is a local legend. And who is Bulbus when he's at home? Oh, here he is. Mr. Bulbus. Scorpus, the legendary charioteer, has been killed during a race. The people are heartbroken and call for this great man to be honoured. We can have a public funeral. Expensive, but anything less will result in riots. We can commission a statue, or we can do nothing. Good old Quintus Cornelius Bassus in his deathbed once again. Brain fade situation. Might do nothing. Cause even more friction. I don't think so. I don't think so this time, right? A legendary charioteer. The people are heartbroken. We really need to gain side once again with the people and with the Senate. So we need to do what we need to do to ensure maximum impact. And I think holding a public funeral for this great man would be seen as a good deed. So we're gonna hold a public funeral. Spare no expense, I say. So that's that situation sorted out. As we whip back over to Italy. No change up here in the Patavium stakes. In fact, I think things are getting worse. I think they're actually recruiting more units. Another general has just risen up into the ranks. So that's 3 generals they have. And a city, or a town. And we're looking like we need to act here. So whilst we dawdle, their forces gather. Medlan is also going to be a tough one to take, but yes. Right, anyway, what's this? Motivated populace. Italia, the people are happy. Extra tax and growth. We're thriving there. Construction of a Roman village. In Genoa, that's good. Public order's now up to +3 per turn. That's good. We're definitely getting up there. We're going to now we're going to upgrade this into a sacred grove. Sacred grove gives us maximum conversion rate, well, near enough maximum conversion rate for the Latin culture spread, and also gives us some extra public order per turn, which is going to be very, very useful up there at this moment in time. So there we go. That should further stabilise that settlement. Okay, so we got an extra veteran has gained a trait, military training, extra unit experience per turn, which is great for the Legio Sanguine, and an extra household retinue, which we're going to send to the massive pool for use by somebody who is going to make most use out of it. So, as we move over to Eulalia, we can see that, yes, this hasn't turned into slums. So, as I thought, you have to actually click on expand first and turn it into a construction site. So that's worth knowing at least. So, seeing as we're not building anything else major, we could do that this turn. Or we could just hold off for one turn, let our money grow again. As you can see here in Cassentia, we're building already, so that's fine for this place. In Italia, we have everything building or already at level 2. We're just keeping the buildings at level 2 at the moment. Not going into level 3 buildings just yet, so we don't really have anything else to build. Go on there. What else can we build here? Villa and farming. We don't need a temple. I'm not going to use this as a military outpost, so the only thing to build really is the farming. So a villa there as well. Extra food is always nice. Excellent, and it's not too expensive either. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff indeed. 4 more public growth needed surplus for this to expand. Okay, so we're back to the age-old question here, aren't we? What do we do about these tribes in the north? +3 public order. How much is the military presence giving here? The military presence is giving 19. Wow, if we take him out, the population is going to plummet down, isn't it? I wonder if we should recruit a 3rd legion. One to stay behind with the settlements as they need to stabilise, and one to or two to march together to take the lands. Yeah, that sounds more like it, doesn't it, I think. Of course, we could recruit a champion and have is it a champion? A dignitary, rather, and have a dignitary sat in here and see if that helps. Dignitary sits in here and he moves on. We could try that. Let's have a look. Recruit an agent, recruit a dignitary. I haven't done this before, I don't know how these work exactly, so you'll have to bear with me. Of course, they have various bonuses: extra growth, extra replenishment rate, and extra morale for units. Corruption, -3 to tax rate. Oh, that's not good. It's a bad start before we even begin, isn't it? Right, +1 authority, military administration, -4 upkeep costs, and threat of destruction, -1 zeal. I think this is the best one, isn't it? Right, dignitary. So we'll recruit the dignitary.
Dignitaries are experts in administration and masters of manipulation, recruited via the Recruit Agents button when
vulnerable to spies, but good against champions. Okay, that's worth bearing in mind. It's like a rock, paper, scissors effect, isn't it, with the agents? One agent's good against another, but bad against another, and it continues on like that. So yes, we're going to wait one more turn for him to be of use, and we'll see just what he can do to assist the public order situation here. Maybe he can free up this army, although I doubt it. An extra +19 to public order. It's going to be hard to achieve just through an agent move, but we'll work with it. We'll work with it. Okie dokie. Okie dokie dokie. What on earth do we do? Technology. We have tons of technology that we need to. For instance, we need naval manoeuvres to enable us to build a shipwright. Is it a shipwright? Or a military ship? Something or other? If we go to Brundisium, we can see that we can actually turn this into a military wharf, which will enable us to build the best military ships. It was young Gronard who highlighted that to be able to build this military wharf and to build the best ships, you have to be able to build in your capital city, or well, not capital, yeah, but a province capital on the coast. So in Rome, for instance, because it's not considered on the coast, you can't actually build a military wharf there. However, in Brundisium we can. So if we want to focus on navy, we're going to have to build it here. Build this military wharf. But to build that we need the technology. So we could, for this next turn, or next 3 turns, go with that. Makes sense. But then I also want to progress through, which tree is it now? There's a tree that, is it this one? It might be actually this one. No. There's a few in here that are very good as well, but all in good time. Yeah, this one's not too bad either. And we haven't even started here. This is to do with construction. But as I say, everything will just take a little bit of time. We can't build everything at once. It's a case of prioritising what we need. So most of the technologies are related to building. So as soon as we need a particular building, we can then research the requisite technology. Okay, so my brain is thinking here. My brain is thinking. I wonder if I move. I wonder if Scipio can provoke this army to draw itself away from the garrison. Now we have to be careful because the garrison has a range of this. So if we move Scipio inside here and they attack us, the garrison will get involved in the fight. So if we just take him to somewhere like there, so the garrison can't get involved, maybe we can draw out the army first into a field battle, separate from the garrison. I think that's going to be Scipio's cunning coming into effect again. Just trying to draw the enemy out, just trying to tease him a little bit. So we'll go here for now.
Advance.
We are trespassing against the Veneti, obviously.
Your next command.
Makes no difference to me, we don't like them anyway. And we're trying to gain their ire. So see if they attack us, see if they get a bit fruity, a bit frisky, and see if they come out. And meanwhile, I think in the largest army we'll take care of their we could actually assassinate their general. Now this is another thing that I'm not too sure about. If you assassinate their general, the army would go without a leader, but then in the next turn they'd just recruit another one, wouldn't they, surely? So it really serves no purpose unless you do it immediately before a battle. kill their general and then strike them in the battlefield where they'll have no general on the battlefield. It just seems to be the benefit. But doing it now, for instance, next turn they would surely just recruit another general and off they'd go again. That's my understanding of it. Of course, you're free to correct me if I'm wrong. So the best thing to do is just to sort of weaken their morale a little bit, just in case they do attack us. Might as well poison them and see what happens. So we could go for, well, yeah, military sabotage. And once again, the old poisoning prowler sticking to her line of expertise.
I will see it done.
And successful, and she's increased in rank. She's now rank 4 spy. Well done, Postumia. She's a little bit close to this war maiden, so we're just going to be careful. And of course there's also a war maiden there. Now, are they spies or are they champions? They are champions.
What do you wish of me?
My question is, what are spies weak to? Are spies vulnerable to champions? We'll have to be careful here. Right, we can level her up, so we can either go for a new one, or we can upgrade one of the old ones. Let's go look at all the new ones. We've got mass poisoning. Oh yes, this is sounding good to me. Extra casualties upon poisoning, definitely something that the poisoning prowler would specialise in indeed. So she's weakened the army a touch. Some of them are taking quite heavy hits as well. Look at that. It's quite a big chunk. So we'll see if they attack us or not. If they don't, then we'll, good old Scipio is going to have to try a little bit more cunning moves to see where we go. But we'll end the turn here. I would really like to take a land this session. So, come on, Veneti. You know you want some. The Helvetii once again strike out at the remnants of the last of the Ligurian faction. And are the Veneti going to strike us as we Death of a legend. The streets were packed with people wanting to honour the passing of Scorpus, the great charioteer. His funeral pyre grew so large that there was a danger to nearby buildings. One grieving fan even threw himself onto the pyre. So we get extra +5 public order per turn for 4 turns as a result of holding this funeral. And, well, no senator gained, no public... Yeah, public order's good though. Right, so we have a tribal confederation that seems to have developed. Let me see here, old fruit cake. Let me see here. This tribe has joined with another, strengthening both their causes and offering greater protection to the people. The Celtic Confederation. So, the Celtic Confederation. Can we see who this confederation is? Does it actually present itself? The Celtic Confederation. There we go. Do we know who has joined their ranks? I think, I could be wrong, but I think it's just the Ligurians. Am I saying that right? Is it the Ligurians? I think it's just the Ligurians that have joined the Confederation, if I'm not mistaken.
How can I be of assistance?
They're just out of range. Okay, so they're a bit war-torn. It's as if something's attacked them. I wonder if this army of the Helvetii is attacked, which has slightly weakened this army. Look at that. They're a little bit weakened here. This one is back to near enough full strength, but not quite. So 16 there. There's only 6 there, and there's still 13 in Patavium itself. So they're definitely in a weaker state than last turn. However, Medlan is now rather ripe for the picking. So should we switch our attention Their troops have... This is the mighty Blades army. This was almost a full stack army that assisted us in taking Genua, and it's heavily battered. So I'm just wondering if the excuse me. Hello. Shut up. Shut up. So many different alarms going off. Blooming heck, anybody would think I was a deep sleeper. Yeah, so this is if this was their main army, that's heavily decimated, which means that I don't think the Helvetii have much land left, much forces left, many of their major forces to go. So I'm wondering if we should maybe turn our attention away from the rather heavily defended Patavium for now, give them opportunity and time to move their forces out against their enemies, and strike here at the settlement or the province capital instead. We need one turn to wait for rams and things, but other than that we should be pretty good to go. And I'd even be willing at plus 11 public order here to move him out in a joint attack.
We hunger for battle.